Alright guys, this is Operation Juno, Russia turn 4. Let's jump right into it. Russia had $65 to spend. They spent 7 on tech, which they got. Then they're gonna spend 10 on a fighter, 30 on 10 infantry, and 18 on 3 artillery and a tank. Let's jump right into it. Russia's got a couple combats and then mostly non-combat moves to do. First, here in China, you're gonna do a little sneaky move. The mech that is in Shahar is gonna go 1, 2, and liberate Kiangsu, which, since that'll go back to China, and China can't have an industrial complex, that will destroy that complex. So that's the combat there. And then the other combat is, knock that guy over, gonna be in Iran. The bomber here is gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 into Iran, have 2 more movements. The mech from eastern Iran will go in, the tank and 2 infantry from northwest Iran will go in. So those will be the 2 combats I have. So that was a walk-on, there's no roll there. So China will go up 3 for that, and Japan will go down 3. So China at 14, we'll jump up to 17. Japan will go down 1, 2, 3 to 24. Right, that out of the way. We'll roll for Iran. We got 2 infantry there. So I've got the bomber, 2 at 2. I've got the tank at 3, and then I have 2 infantry and a mech, all at 1. Those 2 guys out. All right, here we go. There we go. 2 hits exactly, all I needed. And then the rebuttal from the Iranian infantry. They got 1 hit. I think you can see that. Yeah. So we'll come over here. Those 2 are off. And then Russia will lose an infantry and go up 2 on the income tracker. Okay. I'll put Russia up to 38. All right, so those are the combats. Now, it's just gonna be non-combat moves. We'll start here. The bomber has 2 left. He's gonna go 1 back into the Caspian Sea and 2 and land in Kazakh. Yep, that's where he's gonna land. I don't think anybody can reach him there. Come over here. So that mech is there. A tank is gonna go 1, 2 to Johol. 2 infantry here are gonna move into Shahar. The fighter and the tactical bomber there are gonna fly over to Manchuria. 1, 2, 3 to Manchuria. The 3 infantry and the AA gun that were in Manchuria are gonna move 1 down to Johol. 2 of the 3 infantry in Korea are going to move back to Manchuria. And then the AA gun, that was the complex that I destroyed. And then the 8 infantry here, along with the artillery and the AA, will all move down to Manchuria. Like that. Up here, I'll move over there. On this side of the board, infantry in Belarus will stay there. 1 infantry in Archangel will stay there. 1 of the infantry will move down to Smolensk, along with the artillery, the AA, and the fighter. No, the fighter's gonna come back to Moscow. Okay. 2 infantry from Moscow are gonna move up, along with the artillery and a tank. One of the infantry here in Tunguska is going to Trans-Siberian Rail to Moscow, and the other will just move one to Novosibirsk. One infantry from Bessarabia is going to move to Western Ukraine. An AA gun, 3 artillery, and 2 infantry from Bessarabia will all move back one. Well, we'll keep an infantry there. How about that? 1 artillery is going to rail up here to Smolensk. Yeah. I think that'll leave, what is that, 3 artillery there? Yeah, I like that. We'll be good. All right. I guess we're good to put new units on then. That'll be it for non-combat. All right. 3 infantry are gonna go in Ukraine. Like that. 2 infantry will come into Stalingrad, and then everything else, the fighter, the 5 infantry, the 3 artillery, and the tank will all be built in Moscow. All right, that should be it. I'll go ahead and do disposition of forces, and then I'll collect income. Starting up here in C-Zone 114, there's a cruiser, 115, a submarine. In Archangel, there's 1 infantry. Belarus, 1 infantry. Western Ukraine, an infantry. Bessarabia, an infantry. There in Smolensk, there's an AA gun, a tank, 3 infantry, and 3 artillery. In Ukraine, there is an AA gun, 3 artillery, and 6 infantry. Stalingrad, 2 infantry. Kazakh, a bomber, strategic bomber. Novosibirsk, an infantry. Moscow, 2 fighters, a tactical bomber. 6 infantry, 3 artillery, and a tank. That should be it for over here. On the Pacific side of the board, in Korea, there's an infantry. In Manchuria, there are 10 infantry and artillery, an AA gun, a fighter, and a tactical bomber. In Jehol, there's an AA gun, 3 infantry, and a tank. In Kiangsu, there is a mechanized infantry. In Shahar, there are 2 infantry. Down in the Middle East, there in Iran is an infantry, a mechanized infantry, and a tank. And then in C-Zone 100, there's a destroyer and a cruiser. To collect income, Russia is at 38 on the income tracker. 38 plus they'll collect 3 for these 3 territories, and then 6 because they have 3 pro-Axis territories. So they'll collect $47. I'll roll for Lend-Lease. Over here on the Europe side, it'll be blocked. I'll roll for it, but that's how it's gonna look, and then I'll roll for the Pacific. Set that down real quick. Okay. So he's got 2 dice to block the Europe aid. He needs 3 or less, I think. Just 1. Okay, yeah. So he blocked it. Or is it 4? Or either way, it's blocked on the Europe side. Here we go for the Pacific side. Rolled another 6. Got a little 6. Yep, 7 IPC. Nice. That's pretty good. All right, so Russia will collect 54 going into round 5. I'm going to hand it over to Germany. Not Germany, Germany just tonight. I'm going to hand it over to Japan, Chaplin. Good luck, guys.